because they don't talk about this enough when it comes to the beef.
Come on! Damn!
This year's already? Start the aspiration.
I'm late. Oh my god, I need to go to that fuck. Bro, are we not right clicking? What the fuck? What is this? Thank you! What the fuck? What? Oh god, wow. Like, I feel like correctly, but for some reason it makes me oh shit. I just oh my
I see through your act and I still enjoy the show. Chester. Sending love from a bass compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you up if I'm under pressure. I don't really wanna brag, I'm just telling that I'm leaving with a bag. High five to the scarred and the strange, from the outlaw that'll never get tamed. Biscuit beats from the pirate band, sign this deal with a lobster hand. Freestyle like a bowling pin, flex these bars on a dolphin fin. Life's too short but I can't complain, doing backflips on a candy cane. Ride my scooter with a cape at night, and I'ma high five me a traffic light. I blink twice then I teleport, got kicked out of the Trump resort. Bought this cloud on a payment plan, then I ghosted out in a minivan. Mic in my hand like a waffle cone, spitting out syrup in the twilight zone. Got no job but I'm on the clock, and you can't stop me cause don't stop. Hey ladies, oh, when you're hot, girl. When you're not, nope. Hey fellas, oh, when you're hot, girl. When you're not, you're not. You know I'm hot, how many licks till the pepper gon' pop? Told my cap it's the CEO, then I moonwalked in a UFO. Mic my shoes with a Christmas wreath, dropping these bars while I brush my teeth. Flipping this verse like a boomerang, landed on stage in your backpack filled with a new disease. Telling my doubts I'm hard to please. We don't care, we bounce on clouds, sing off key, and we're still too loud. Biscuit drops, the place explodes. Jumping through life in my pantyhose. Still no job, but I'm on the clock, and you can't stop me, cause don't stop. Hey ladies, oh, when you're hot, girl. When you're not, nope. Hey fellas, oh, when you're hot, girl. When you're not, you're not. I see through your act and I still enjoy the show. Yeah. Chester, sending love from a bass compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you up if I'm under pressure. I don't really wanna brag, I'm just telling that I'm leaving with a bag. High five to the scarred and the strange, from the outlaw that'll never get tamed. Biscuit beats from the pirate band, sign this deal with a lobster hand. Freestyle like a bowling pin, flex these bars on a dolphin fin. Life's too short but I can't complain, doing backflips on a candy cane. Ride my scooter with a cape at night, and I'ma high five me a traffic light. I blink twice then I teleport, got kicked out of the Trump resort. Bought this cloud on a payment plan, then I ghosted out in a minivan. Chester. Sending love from a bass compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you up if I'm under pressure. I don't really wanna brag, I'm just telling that I'm leaving with a bag. High five to the scarred and the strange, from the outlaw that'll never get tamed. Biscuit beats from the pirate band, sign this deal with a lobster hand. Freestyle like a bowling pin, flex these bars on a dolphin fin. Life's too short but I can't complain, doing backflips on a candy cane. Ride my scooter with a cape at night, and I'ma high five me a traffic light. I blink twice then I teleport, got kicked out of the Trump resort. Bought this cloud on a payment plan, then I ghosted out in a minivan. Mic in my hand like a waffle cone, spitting out syrup in the twilight zone.
All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're here. We're live right now. I will be on camera in just a moment. Please bear with me on that. My apologies for being late to this, as I seem to do a lot of. But we're going to be right back. I'm just actually kind of taking care of a couple of things here and there, but it'll just be a moment, and I'll be right back.
Like my shoes with a Christmas wreath, dropping these bars while I brush my teeth, flipping this verse like a boomerang, landed on stage in your backpack filled with a new disease, telling my doubts I'm hard to please. We don't care, we bounce on clouds, sing off key and we're still too loud. Biscuit drops, the place explodes, jumping through life in my pantyhose. Still no job but I'm on the clock, and you can't stop me, 'cause don't stop. Hey ladies, when you're hot, yeah. When you're not, you're not. Nope. Hey fellas, when you're hot, yeah. When you're not, you're not. I see through your act and I still enjoy the show. Yeah. Too bad, gotta deal with it. Some of y'all too big for your britches. How's about a high five for the good girls and the good guys? Come on, too bad, gotta deal with it. Some of y'all too big for your britches. How's about a high five for the good girls and the good guys? You know who you are. I made this diamond plated, taking the Morgan Wallen in an elevator. I'll be turning on you like a generator.
All right, what's going on, y'all? We are here. Sorry about that. I hate that I take so long getting live, and it didn't help that I got kind of confused about the kickoff time. I'm not used to doing these things on a Thursday evening, but hey, we're here now, and we about to make this work. Let me actually situate myself to where. Alright, yeah, see, I'm all like, I thought I had my chair in position. That clearly isn't the case. Just slightly unprofessional tonight, so my apologies there. But how are y'all doing tonight? Of course, we're here, ready to enjoy this game between division rivals in the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders here in Denver, Colorado, as I'm actually at home. Of course, I don't really have it to where I'm getting tickets to the game like that anytime right away, but I'll definitely come through with these live reactions, or these watch-alongs. So yeah, definitely feel free to hang out, and we're just gonna go ahead and enjoy the festivities as. I don't know why I'm not. There we go. Okay, so. All right, so they actually had a bit of a drive going, but excuse me, did the Raiders, but doesn't seem like they were very successful. They did manage to pin the Broncos on their own 1-yard line, which isn't going to be fun, but oh well, I mean, I'm sure Sean Payton will have that worked out. I'm trusting he does, but we're certainly about to find out here as we'll have 1st and 10 on the 1 from the Denver 1. Well, actually, it's on the 2. And of course, first play of the game goes to Dobbins, and he's exploding up the middle for about 4 or 5. Well, I shouldn't say exploding, but he's powering through the middle for about 4 or 5 yards. So that's definitely a very good sign, and that's definitely a lot of what we need. I mean, let's be honest, if y'all have been here for these streams I've been calling for, we need more JK running the ball, and fortunately that's what we're getting here, as we seem to have a bit of a stoppage here. We were getting ready to have 2nd and 4, but I'm not sure what's going on. I guess, oh, breeze. It is actually rather breezy out here in Denver, so refs are trying to keep the ball still so that they can actually get it snapped. Now the center has a hold of it, so it looks like we're good to go there. 2nd and 4. Pitch to Dobbins again, and he's working his way outside. Tries to stretch for the first, but is only able to get about a couple there. So just short of the 1st down. It looks like he's still in there, so they're probably going to run it with him one more time to get this 3rd and short converted. Either way, I feel like this is something I'm definitely welcome to seeing. Hopefully they don't overuse him too much, because they've done a great job of preserving him, keeping him healthy, as they're actually just mentioning on the broadcast here. 3rd and 2 as he works for it, but it looks like he's short. Crosby and others seem to be there for that. And we got an immediate 3 and out, which is real interesting because I'm thinking it's got to be 4th and inches. Yeah, because the crazy thing about it is that he definitely brought him down strong, did Crosby, but he actually kind of threw him a bit forward. And it's interesting that they're not going for it. They're actually punting, or the Broncos, which I'm not very thrilled to see, but whatever. Defense has been pretty good, so I'm not really sweating that too much, and I don't really see Vegas proposing that much of a threat. Not a very good punt as it gets to about midfield. And the ref is walking it right over to the 44. Wow. Incredible. So the Raiders seem to have a bit of an advantage in terms of field position right now, which isn't promising, but sooner or later the things are going to work out how they need to, I imagine, as the Raiders will be starting on the Denver 44. I mean, that's a good thing about the Denver defense. They actually have been pretty strong. They do bend at times, but they do not break. And I believe they have what is now a 13-game streak, a 13 or 14-game streak, where the Broncos defense has not allowed an opening drive touchdown, and that is certainly the case tonight. We'll see if they continue the trend. trend that they had back in 2015, where there was actually a streak that the Broncos had of not allowing any first quarter touchdowns. That streak did end at the hands of the New York Giants a couple of weeks ago, but we'll see, or a few weeks ago rather, we'll see if that trend continues or if it keeps to, wow, ball is batted down. I'm sure that's Zach Allen right there, yep. But, yeah, so this is week 10. 8 out of the 9 games played before tonight. Of course, the Broncos have not allowed a first quarter touchdown. So let's see if that trend continues, or do the Raiders actually duplicate the feat actually accomplished by the Giants a few weeks back. I'm going to go ahead and say no, but that's just me being a fan at the very least. Objectively speaking, I'm not seeing it, and I'm not sure how that'll work with 3rd and 10 here on the Denver 41. And pressure's already there, but he gets it off. And they actually get the first down. Okay. I guess that's Raheem Mostert. I thought I heard a mention of his name. That's got to be him, because I'm sure that's his number. So, hell of a pickup for the Raiders there. Yep, it's Mostert. Wow. So we're gonna have to watch that a little more a little more carefully, be more attentive to that. But nicely done by the Raiders to start. All right, 1st and 10 on the Denver 30, and they pitch it. I'm sure that's Genty. Oh no, that was Trey Tucker on an end around. Interesting. They're kind of utilizing him how Denver would utilize Marvin Mims. That's really interesting. Okay. I mean, that's not a bad move. And I'm sure they've got the personnel to make that shit work. It's just, will it actually work, and will it be sustained, as the Raiders are on the Denver 23. So they certainly are in scoring position, unless Denver's able to force them back, which they certainly don't there, as they find Michael Mayer on what looks to be about a 13-yard pickup. But unless they actually really drive him back like they did against the Titans in week 1, the Raiders are sure to come out with points on this drive this time around. All right, 1st and 10 on the Denver 12. Pitch to Genty on the outside, and he actually does pick up a nice chunk. It's going to be about 6 or 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and about 3 or 4. And the Raiders are certainly threatening to score here. I mean, this is similar to the game last year. The Raiders actually had a bit of an advantage on the trenches in the early goings. Excuse me, but that's not necessarily something that's going to last throughout the game. I mean, a lot of things could change. We'll see how it goes as 2nd and 4 on the Denver 7. They actually find, I'm thinking that's Mayer again on a flat route, but he doesn't really seem to gain a whole lot, if anything. So it's going to be about, oh, that was actually Bowers that got stopped there. I thought that was Mayer. That's really interesting. Well, nonetheless, and yeah, already they have the advantage in time of possession, which is really not pleasing to see, but again, we'll see if that lasts. 3rd and 2 on the Denver 4. They hand off to Genty. He actually gets into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders. Damn. So they duplicate the feat from a few weeks ago of the New York Giants and actually have a first quarter touchdown against the Broncos defense. Well, if they're going to do it, that's going to be the way for them to do it. I probably made a mistake not keeping him going in my lineup for fantasy, but I was thinking we were going to do a little bit better. The game is still early. It's only their second drive of the game. We're about to have ours here, so not really all that big a deal, but definitely not something we want to see. As we get the snap for the extra point, it is up and good. The Raiders are now up 7-0 with 3:02 left in the first quarter. Ashton Denty with the first points of the game. With that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and step away. I'll be right back in a bit.
Damn, I miss you, Chester. Sending love from a bass compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you up if I'm under pressure. I don't really wanna brag. I'm just telling that I'm leaving with a bag. High five to the scarred and the strange. From the outlaw that'll never get tamed. Biscuit beats from the pirate band. Sign this deal with a lobster hand. Freestyle like a bowling pin. Flex these bars on a dolphin fin. Life's too short, but I can't complain. Doing backflips on a candy cane. Ride my scooter with a cape at night. And I'ma high five me a traffic light. I blink twice, then I teleport. Got kicked out of the Trump resort. Bought this cloud on a payment plan. Then I ghosted out in a minivan. Might get my hand like a waffle cone. Spitting out syrup in the twilight zone. Got no job, but I'm on the clock. And you can't stop me, cause don't stop. Hey ladies, when you're hot, yeah. When you're not, you're not. Nope. Hey fellas, when you're hot, yeah. When you're not, you're not.
All right, and we're back. So, Raiders actually got the first points on the board. Ashton Genty with a 4-yard touchdown rush, which I gotta say, very nicely done by the Raiders. I can't imagine they'll keep that up, but we'll see. Like I said, it's early. We'll see how the Broncos respond. Honestly, this is how last year's game started, so I'm not really concerned, but again, definitely need a response from the Broncos offense, as I'm sure that's Harvey running it from out of the end zone, gets to about the 20 and actually is met by a couple of Raiders. So, yeah, I actually like what we did on that first drive. Ran the ball. Probably could have went more play action on that third and short, just because I feel like they would have been ready for that as they showed. But I'm happy with what we're getting with the run game so far. Bo's in shotgun, so I'm thinking we're getting a pass here. Yep. Gets it out. I think that's Court or... Nope. Yeah, that's Court. Picks up about 6 yards on that one, as it's going to be 2nd and 6, or 2nd and 4 rather. And the Broncos are moving with a little bit of tempo here, which is definitely good to see. I think that's going to definitely benefit the offense to utilize that, try to keep the Raiders off balance. 2nd and 4 on the Denver 26. Fakes it, but is actually taken down. Wow. Adam Butler. I don't know how much you hear of that name. I am very much aware of him being a part of that team. I haven't really seen him do a whole lot. Very interesting to see him get in there like that. Yeah, that was actually great work. Chesky, I'm thinking that's who that was, is actually doing a good job keeping him at bay, but Bohm not doing anything quickly enough as it's 3rd and 13. He actually gets it off, actually hits Ingram in the hands with it, but he can't catch it. Another Denver 3 and out. I mean, golly, like, this is too much like last year's game, because a lot of the same shit's happening. Only difference is we don't have Surtain. I don't think that's really going to be too much of an issue, but if the Raiders are going to be moving the ball the way that they were, that's definitely concerning. But again, I'm trusting in the defense to actually hold it down. They're not going to allow too many of those, I'm hoping, but this is not what we needed to see, especially to start the game. And I kind of feel like this is going to be going a lot like how it has been, and wow. Not a bad return. We got a flag on the play, however. As you got Bo and Jared going over little photos, holding on the Raiders. Okay. Yeah, I can't imagine that there's going to be too much of an issue where the Raiders are going to do a whole lot offensively. They're certainly going to get theirs in terms of things that they do as far as how they move the ball, as they showed on that scoring drive, and even on that first drive as well. To me, Vance is just going to key in on a lot of what they're doing, and I just don't know how long that's going to last. Max Crosby, on the other hand, is certainly going to be a problem for us, but really, we can't let it to where he overly affects what we do offensively. At some point, you know, we got to be able to hit off of the things that we've been able to hit off of throughout the year. I mean, sooner or later the ship's going to be righted. I don't know. I feel pretty good about it, but we've seen this go this direction before. I mean, again, it's early, so I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like ads are a little bit longer than they should be here. Because, like, somehow, seemingly with CBS or Fox or even NBC, ads are just slightly shorter, but I guess it is what it is. Again, it's not like it's often that I'm on here on a Thursday night, so maybe that might change. We'll see. That'll have a lot to do with y'all, though, but we'll see what we can make happen with that. We'll see what's up. Nonetheless, okay, that's what I was seeing. Warriors Nuggets, Emirates Cup. Anyway, wow, National Women's Soccer League. Okay, I'll have to check those ones out. All right, Raiders with the ball on their 27, 1st and 10. And hand off to Genty. He actually bounces out to the right and manages to pick up a first. Wow, nice work. He actually really good at reading and picking up the holes there. Like, that's something I'm seeing a lot of from him tonight. Like, he's letting his blocks develop, and he's doing an exceptionally good job of that. And it helps having a guy like Jackson Powers Johnson, who is a bit of a beast on that offensive line. Raiders with 1st and 10 on the 37, or no, the 32, excuse me. And they actually dump it off to Genty, who looks to pick up about 6 or 7. So yeah, they're moving the ball again. Hopefully we actually hold them to 3. This is actually following so many of the same patterns from last year's game in Denver, and I don't know. Like, there are so many. Like, I've talked about how there are a lot of similarities between this year's team and the team from 2015, but there's certainly an awful lot of similarities between this year and last year as well, as far as how this is going. And Genty is actually getting out there again. There is a flag down, however, so we'll see if this comes back or not. And it's looking like it is, because Pete Carroll does not look pleased. Yep, holding on. I didn't catch who they said that was, but either way, it's coming back, so it'll be, I think, 2nd and 15 at least. And it seems Genty's going to get a breather, so I think we're about to see Raheem Mostert here. Oh yeah, he's holding the shit out of Chris Abrams, Jane. Like, got all kinds of his jersey in his hand. Wow, how does that not get flagged? That's actually a little bit disgusting, if I do say so myself. Nonetheless, 11, oh, it looks like we're taking it down to the 2nd quarter, so with that in mind, we'll go ahead and see the Raiders take a 7-0 lead into the 2nd quarter. It'll be 2nd and 12. And with that, I'll step away during the commercial or during the quarter break, and we'll certainly be right back.
Damn, I miss you, Chester. Sending love from a bass compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you up if I'm under pressure. I don't really wanna brag. I'm just telling that I'm leaving with a bag. High five to the scarred and the strange. From the outlaw that'll never get tamed. Biscuit beats from the pirate band. Sign this deal with a lobster hand. Freestyle like a bowling pin. Flex these bars on a dolphin fin. Life's too short, but I can't complain. Doing backflips on a candy cane. Ride my scooter with a cape at night. And I'ma high five me a traffic light. I blink twice, then I teleport.
right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Second quarter about to begin. Raiders up 7-0, and they actually do have the ball. And I'm thinking that's gotta be on about their 20. Or no? Oh yeah, no, it's on about their 30 actually. After the penalty, 2nd and 12. And pressure is getting there, but he does get it off. The pass is incomplete. That is Brock Bowers, the intended receiver, and it is now 3rd and 12. Pressure was definitely about to get to Gino. He's actually pretty good about getting the ball off pretty quickly. We'll see if he's able to continue that. But, yeah. That's going to be where he's going to probably be tricky to deal with. So, yeah. Anyway, 3rd and 12 on the Raiders 30. More pressure coming, and they get to him this time. That is actually John Franklin Myers and Nick Benito. But I guess they're looking more at Benito. I don't know. Franklin Myers looked to me as if he was there first. Or maybe not. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's definitely Benito, but Franklin Myers is there. I believe they're going to get a share of that sack. But, yeah, both of them were there at about the exact same time, if not, like, just a split second apart, like a fraction of a second apart, as there is a Raider down. I'm not real sure exactly who that is. Ooh, is that Jackson Powers? That is. And that is a nasty twisting of the ankle. Ooh. That, I've seen worse, but that didn't look good at all. Hopefully he'll be alright. I mean, even if it is the Raiders, definitely don't want to see people getting hurt too badly. I mean, it literally is just a game at the end of the day, but wow, that hopefully is one where he can just tape that up and he'll be back in. I mean, no matter what, it's not going to matter who the opponent is. You just don't want to see anybody get hurt too badly. I mean, injuries, again, are absolutely, I don't know why I was about to say again, I don't know if I even mentioned that in the first place tonight, but injuries, of course, are certainly a part of the game, but at the end of the day, you want everybody to be able to go home as healthy as possible to their families, because, I just, yeah, I mean, especially after the tragedy from this morning with the Cowboys, I don't know any other way to look at that other than as heartbreaking. Young man at the age of 24, and actually had a hand in one of the more significant plays in the game, especially for the Cowboys, as he was the one that recovered that blocked punt. And, of course, he wanted to make a joke about his teammate pretty much blocking it with his face. But now looking at that, especially with him being the guy that recovered, just got to be a bit better on the name here. Bear with me on that. But, yeah, even with all that being the case, it's just crazy to think about because, at least as I understand it, a lot of people were looking forward to some pretty significant things from this kid. And, yeah, Powers Jackson is being helped off the field. That is not a good sign. That is not a good sign. And as I was going to say, as the Raiders are actually about to punt here on 4th and, I believe that's 16 or 18. But either way, like I said, that's all the more reason you want to have these guys go home to their families as healthy as possible. It's just insane to hear the things that happened to this young man, and, oh, wow. He actually dropped it, but manages to pick it up and get the punt off. Wow. that wound up being kind of crazy. But as I was saying, you know, just hearing the details about that, it's really insane how all of that works out. Um, you know, just the fact that he was found with a supposedly self-inflicted gunshot wound. Yeah, Marshawn Nealon, there it is. How do I not have trouble with the names? But yeah, rest in peace to Marshawn Nealon. Condolences to the family, friends, Cowboys organization, and everyone alike that had any attachment to him. As Bo gets off a screenplay to Harvey, who looks like he barely catches it. There's a flag on the play, so that's probably going to either be a false start or maybe there's a hold. But yeah, condolences to the Nealon family, the Cowboys organization, any of his friends, loved ones. You hate to see that sort of thing. And it looks like that penalty's on Mercedes Lewis. Looks like he was holding. And yeah, I mean, he could have let go at about the point that he got to. I think that was, I'm not sure who that was actually. It's the right side, so I want to think that was Miners, but that didn't look like Miners. Either way, he should have let go at a certain point. Handoff, and I think that's RJ. Yeah, that's RJ. He looks to pick up about a handful of yards. Yeah, I gotta say, Crosby, especially with the way that he's built, albeit 6'5", 225, ain't nothing to sneeze at. He's not necessarily the type you anticipate actually coming through with a rush from the inside, but they showed that clip of him doing that, and I gotta say, that looked pretty damn good. 2nd and 12 or 16, Bo gets it off, hits Sutton in the hands. Could have also been intercepted, but oh, goodness. Oh no, it didn't even hit Cortland. He overthrew the shit out of that. There was no need for him to throw it that high. It's 3rd and 16. Gets it off and actually gets it to Franklin, but it's going to be short a few yards of the first down. Bo is actually moving forward like they're going to go for it, and Peyton is actually dialing something up, so it looks like we're going to have a fourth down conversion attempt here. Broncos are pretty good on that. I believe they've only failed on one 4th down conversion attempt. As it's 4th and 3. They got a really big heavy set in there. Do the Broncos. And Raiders making some last second substitutions. And both working to try to get them to jump, but it does not look like they're budging. Okay, so they were looking to just try to get them to jump. I don't think they're calling a play, at least not here. So I guess we're about to get the punting unit. Well, alright, I guess. Honestly, yeah. That's not very pleasing to see. That's not pleasing to see at all. Oh, they actually took the penalty. Okay. I thought they would have called a timeout, but they took the delay. And now they get off the punt. And not an overly good one, but it does manage to bounce out about the Raiders 28. And that's about where they're marking it. So it'll be 1st and 10 on the Raiders 28. with yet another Denver 3 and out. Oh wow, he did not get that on his good part of the good part of his foot at all. Wow. Well, fortunately, it's not so bad. It actually did travel quite a bit, and they are on their side of the field, but it's actually rather decent field position. And again, they've actually been moving the ball pretty nicely tonight, and that's where, of course, right now that's not a very, very pleasing thing to see, but hopefully sooner or later they actually start turning this around. Darren Reese, yeah. Hasn't had the overly greatest of years, but yeah.
It's in the game.
Anyways, 1st and 10, Raiders on their 29 actually. Smith under center, Ashton Genty in the backfield, and he does get it, and actually doesn't get a whole lot more than about a yard, if even that, as it'll be 2nd and 9 on the 30. It seems Powers Johnson is needing a little bit more time to get looked at. They got Alex Kappa in his place right now. 2nd and 9, play action, and they were getting there, but of course they hit Michael Mayer. He actually drops it, and it is incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 9 as Broncos are threatening to force a quick 3 and out for the Raiders. So yeah, as I mentioned before, not terribly concerned. Defense seems to respond pretty well in these situations, so certainly glad to see that. But in the long run, definitely need to see more out of the offense. And hopefully that'll be coming along here very soon, as it's 3rd and 9. Raiders still on their 30. Pressure coming again. He gets it off. He actually finds Brock Bowers. He's picking up the first and a lot more. He gets to midfield and beyond. Oh, man. Can't say it enough. Gino's getting the ball off. Barron was on the coverage, but he seemed to let him go. Barron should have kept up with that a lot better than that. Ah, man, that's a little disappointing, but oh well. Wow, they go for a screen play to Genty, but he drops it, as multiple Broncos, including Talanoa Hufanga, are there. So it wasn't going to go far. It was probably going to lose at least a couple of yards anyway, as it'll be 2nd and 10. Well, one thing I will say, again, I'm not terribly worried, but at some point we definitely got to get this straightened out. Can't have any more bad 3 and outs, and we're definitely going to need to get this stop here, as I think that's Genty. It might actually be Tucker. Yeah, that's actually Tucker that picks up somewhere around 5 or 6 yards. Oh no, only 3 yards. Wow, it looked like he picked up a bit more than that. It's 3rd and 7. Let's see if Vance sends any kind of a blitz here. Third and 7 on the Denver 36. Bowers motioning in and back out. Smith has time, gets it off, but the pass is incomplete. And Abrams' drain is there, but there's a flag on the play. It looks like it's against Denver. I don't know what happened. What was that, offsides? Oh, he was. Damn. Okay. Damn. Okay, so now it's 3rd and short. 3rd and 2 to be more specific. Mostert in the backfield for 3rd and 2. Oh, wow. That looked like that could have been a false start. But whatever it was, it stopped dead in its tracks as it is going to be 4th and short. And Franklin Myers, no, that's Wazarike, I think is how you say his name. He's the one that's coming out of the pile. Wow, yeah. Somehow that should have been a false start. But Wazarike they actually went for a push. Interesting. And they're going for it on 4th and 2. Okay. I like the ballsiness behind this idea. They are in Denver territory. Play action. And pressure is getting there, but they actually get it off. And Tucker does get it. There are flags on the play as he does go into the end zone, but it's coming back as Smith is clearly reacting. Yep, pick play. So it is now going to be 4th and 10, I imagine. Or 4th and 12, excuse me. So I would imagine the smart money is for Pete Carroll to bring out the field goal unit. Oh. I mean, and that is a rookie in Thornton there. That kind of is iffy, but I kind of get it because by rule, and he did have his hands up, or at least I think that's how that works. Either way, he did enough to get flagged, so Raiders are forced to punt, and it actually is going to end up bouncing in on the 1. Raiders pin the Broncos again. Damn. That's some great punting work that they're doing there. Wow. Oh, man. That's certainly alarming and displeasing and all sorts of the... Wow. That's actually just a hell of a play. I can't knock it. Wow. Great punt. Great fucking punt. Not pleasing to see as that actually is sticking the Broncos again, but I mean, it is what it is. That was just a hell of a play. Howl away, I guess. Oh, man. Well, let's see if we can actually move this fucking ball here, because, man. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say right now. I mean, it's not that bad, but honestly, I don't know how we're not seeing better right now, but I don't know. This is just the kind of thing to where, as a fan, this is like kind of annoying to see, and only because, you know, a lot of people have said it, and they're not wrong for saying it. There's going to come a point to where you just can't get away with doing this sort of shit. And hopefully that's not something we see here tonight, but if the Broncos aren't careful, that's exactly what's going to wind up happening. And I'm not going to say the play calling is bad, but just these trends that seem to be carrying over the way that they do. I mean, I really was thinking they were going to be a little bit better than this, but I don't know. Like I said, there's an awful lot of football left, so we'll see. Next Thursday, Bears and Eagles. Okay. That ought to be interesting. We actually got Eagles-Packers this weekend. Sunday night game. That'll be a fun one. Yeah. Well, 1st and 10 on the Denver 1. My goodness. Can we get a Tony Dorsett kind of play here from JK? They do fake it to him, and they actually dump it off to him, and he picks up about 7 yards. So, pretty good play call from Sean Payton there, and that's actually something I was hoping we see. I know at one point I was calling for them to run the ball with JK more, and they're certainly doing that. I'm liking the fact that they're actually using him in the passing game, and hopefully we can get more of that. 2nd and 10 on the Denver 8. Bowen shotgun. I think JK's back there with him. And they fake it. It's a screen. And Franklin barely gains a couple of yards as I don't know why he was so close to all of that. Like, I'm looking to have him a bit further outside than where he was. I mean, I get it because the blockers were forcing it to where he can move to the inside, but maybe they should have pushed. I think that was Trent Sherfield. He probably should have been working him more to the outside, but in either case, 3rd and 1, and they actually get after him. Bo does get it away, and ooh, did he actually catch it? It doesn't seem he did, as it is 4th and 1. Wow. I'm not going to lie, that was actually just great pass rush work. And they got enough in front of him to where he couldn't run it, so, yeah, I mean, that's just great work by them, but damn it, man. Oh. Crazy thing about this is following the exact same trends the game last year with these dudes here in Denver went. And we got a flag, apparently. Or is there? Alright, I'm not really sure. I guess he would. Whatever. Anyway. Oh, man. So it looks like we're in a situation where we're going to need to force a turnover here at some point because. Oh, man. I really don't understand this shit. I really don't. Like, why does this actually have to be a thing? It just. It makes no sense. And the funny thing about it is, it's still very well within our hands, but, oh, God, like, why must it be like this? 1st and 10, they actually get it over to Tucker, and he gains about 4. I'm sorry, I'm honestly at a loss about these things when I see this, you know. And I'm not terribly surprised, but at the same time, it's just getting to the point to where it's not even so much alarming, it's annoying. And, like, there's no, oh, wow, he was definitely out of bounds, so that'll be 2nd and 10. Actually, yeah, okay, because he didn't even, yeah, that definitely's got to be incomplete. Wow, at the very least, that's wild. I didn't even realize that. But either way, yeah, this is so nauseating to have to deal with. But anyway, 2nd and 10. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Well, in any case, it's 2nd and 10. So I guess Tucker stepped out of bounds first. And that's, of course, a no-no. They looked at doing end around. Was that Bowers that they were doing that with? Benito snuffed the shit out of that, though. Yeah, it was. Wow. Wow. I mean, I like the creativity, but wow, that just... Wow, I wouldn't have imagined that being snuffed out that easily. 3rd and 14 on the Denver 48. Ball is snapped, Smith in the shotgun. And they get it off from the looks of it to Mayer, but he only gets about 6 yards. So, actually 5 yards from the looks of it. So it's going to be 4th and 5, and I'm going to imagine the Raiders will punt here. And Benito did come off the field. I'm wondering if something happened. Hopefully he's all right. And I guess the Raiders are actually going for it. Yeah, they are. Mostert back in the shotgun with Smith. 4th and 5. Are they trying to draw him? Nope, they actually going for it. And Hufanga gets there and gets the sack. Wow, let's go. Safety blitz for the win. Okay, I thought Smith got it off. It seems he only pump faked it, but Hufanga is there like a heat-seeking missile. Like, Mostert lets him go right by him, actually. He was looking from the pressure from the inside, but he didn't account for Hufanga. Way to go, Hufanga. That's a huge turnover on downs, as that's actually good field position. I believe that's going to have the Raiders, or the Broncos in Raiders territory. So with that, we'll be right back, as it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos ball.
Damn, I miss you, Chester. Sending love from a bass compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you up if I'm under pressure. I don't really wanna brag. I'm just telling that I'm leaving with a bag. High five to the scarred and the strange. From the outlaw that'll never get tamed. Biscuit beats from the pirate band. Sign this deal with a lobster hand. Freestyle like a bowling pin. Flex these bars on a dolphin fin. Life's too short, but I can't complain. Doing backflips on a candy cane. Ride my scooter with a cape at night, and I'ma high five me a traffic light. I blink twice and I teleport. Got kicked out of the Trump resort. Bought this cloud on a payment plan, then I ghosted out in a minivan. Mic in my hand like a waffle cone. Spitting out syrup in the twilight zone. Got no job, but I'm on the clock, and you can't stop me 'cause I don't stop. You know I'm hot. How many licks till the pepper gon' pop? Told my cap it's the CEO. Then I moonwalked in a UFO. Mic my shoes with a Christmas wreath. Dropping these bars while I brush my teeth. Flipping this verse like a
Okay, bear with me a little, ladies and gentlemen. We seem to be having a little bit of a connection issue, as Twitch seems to be struggling. So let me check on that. I may actually have to drop the stream for a bit so that I can actually reset my computer, or restart my computer, as I think that's necessary at this point. As it is 1st and 10, Broncos with the ball. Hands it off to JK, and he picks up a first down and a little bit more. Hell yeah. Give me a moment. Let me see how this goes. Again, I may actually stop the stream for a bit so I can reboot my computer. But let's see what happens here. Wow. That was just... It looked... I guess you could call that a bit of a read option. That was actually a wishbone formation, if I'm not mistaken. And JK just cuts it to the right outside and just eats. Just absolutely eats. All right, looks like we're good to go for now. Go ahead, get me back on the screen here as JK actually picks up another couple of yards on 1st and 10. There is a flag on the play, however. It is against the Broncos, so that's going to be coming back. Still first down, however. That is a hold on Troutman, apparently. Okay, so Benito seems to be all right. He is out of the blue tent. I wasn't sure if he went in there. I really couldn't tell what the hell was going on, to be perfectly honest. But it seems he's all right, and he looks like he'll be ready to come back out onto the field when the Broncos defense is out to take the field. But nonetheless, it is 1st and 20. Broncos with the ball at midfield, actually. This is probably the best field position they've had all night. Bo gets a snap in the shotgun. Actually dumps it off again to JK, but he's only able to pick up about a couple of yards. Or is that Harvey? I swear I'm not able to tell them apart. Jamal Adams, actually. If that's him, hell of a fucking play there. I didn't realize that's where he was at, but it makes sense because he was in Seattle with Pete Carroll for a bit. So, all right, cool. Good to know on that one, I guess. But certainly not good in terms of that only gaining a couple of yards on that play. 2nd and 18 on the Raiders 48. Bowing the shotgun again. Gets the snap, and he's actually looking like he's moving. Actually gets it off, and that's Pat Bryant. Gets a first down and is actually on about the third, gets out at the 3-yard line. Pat Bryant with the biggest play of the Broncos offensive outing tonight. Like, wow. Wow. What a play. Actually found an opening in the secondary. And Bo actually getting it off on the run real nicely. Bryant with a huge pickup. 1st and goal Broncos, and I guess it's on the 5. Play fake, and he dumps it off. That's Harvey, but he's actually going to lose about 1 or 2 yards. But either way, Broncos are threatening for their first touchdown of the game so that we can actually see a tie ball game here. I mean, I can't understand for the life of me what the hell takes them so long to get this going. It just is really incredibly baffling to see. But either way, it's just good to see that it's actually going. Harvey is in the backfield with Bo, as Bo is actually going to be in the shotgun again, 2nd and goal. And Harvey motions out a bit. And Bo actually finds, I think that's Ingram. Nope, that's Franklin on a slant for the touchdown. Broncos on the board finally. It will be a tie game with a extra point conversion. And damn it, better late than never, but gosh, it should not take so long to get this sort of thing going. Good to see, though, Troy Franklin on the touchdown. And actually, it was out and in route, I guess. Looked like he was hitting a slant because the inside position he had on Eric Stokes. But hell of a play. Let's go in for the extra point. And we have a tie game. With 2:41 actually left in the half. Gosh, I didn't realize that much time was going by. But 2:41 and a half, and I forget all the time with this, but what a play. What a play. I feel like if we could do a lot more of this and just put our throat on, or our foot on their throats and keep it there, I would just be a hell of a lot happier. But for whatever reason, this is what we get with these things. I don't get it. I don't like it, but it is what it is. So, cool, Broncos on the board finally. But again, just no reason for that to take as much as it seems to take. But either way, glad that we're finally on the board. I just don't know what else to say. Moving on. Broncos about to kick the ball off. Oh, man. I'm sorry, that just... Like I said, the shit just drives me nuts. Like... I don't take anything away from the talent on that Raiders roster. I think they actually, at a certain point, once they actually start to get whatever it is they need to get figured out, I could see some pretty fantastic things happening for them. But, given how a lot of the season has progressed, and whether you want to look at it as what you see on film, on paper, whatever the case may be, I'm sorry to say, well, sorry, not sorry, especially to Raiders fans, y'all got an inferior team, if we're being honest. The Raiders are an inferior team through and through. As Malcolm Roach actually gets a pressure sack, they force him out of the pocket, and he actually scrambles upfield, but Roach is ready to stop him dead in his tracks, as it is going to be at least a 2-yard loss. But that's just it. Malcolm Roach not known for getting an awful lot of sacks, but he's able to get one right there. I mean, if dudes like that are actually able to make things happen, I mean, I don't know if I envision this working out all that well for the Raiders, if I'm being honest. I mean, they made some good things happen, don't get me wrong. And as they show the graphic for the Raiders offense before and after the Powers-Johnson injury, they had 10 plays for 43 yards. Since then, 4 plays for negative 3 yards. They actually, interestingly enough, gained 3 yards with a Gentee run, as Singleton and others are there. But again, that injury looks as if it's gonna end up affecting the Raiders significantly. And yeah, outside of the play that Bowers got against Jahdae Barron, he's not doing a whole lot. I mean, they're showing the end around again where he gets snuffed. I mean, wow. 3 targets, 1 reception for 31 yards. He might as well have Surtain guarding him again, because that's exactly what it seems to look like. As it's 3rd and 6, Raiders with the ball on their own 34. Smith again in shotgun. I'm not sure who that is, but they got a receiver motioning in and back out. And pressure is there again. I see Benito, and I think that's Zach Allen. Yep, Zach Allen is the one on the sack, but I'm pretty sure Benito, or maybe that was Cooper that was there. Either way, that was a shared sack, but Zach Allen mainly on the case. Wow, yeah. Allen and Benito on the sack. I mean, especially now with that Jackson Powers-Johnson injury, there's only so much they're going to be able to do against the pass rush. I mean, it's only a matter of time before they wind up being susceptible to a strip sack or some kind of untimely turnover that could very easily end up what leads to their burial. Excuse me, but I don't know. Okay. More connection issues. Waiting to see what happens with Twitch here. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and choose, and I guess we're back. Wait, what? Sorry, okay. It looks like we're good to go here. I'm seeing text from my best friend here, so bear with me. Wow, what is going on? Raiders punt the ball at the 2-minute warning. I didn't realize we had already hit that point, but anyways, it looks like that's Harvey. He doesn't really seem to go a whole lot anywhere with it. As the Broncos will start on what I think is about their 28. Oh, wow! Damn, he was going to bidet, but he couldn't hold on. Damn. Wow, dudes need to hold on to the ball better. I mean, yeah, you got to catch that because he had at least 4 or 5 more yards that he had to pick up on that play. That's actually inexcusable, especially for a receiving back like Tyler Bidet, but nonetheless. 2nd and 10 on the Denver 27. Does get it off to Ingram. They actually pick up about, looks like 6 yards. 7 yards maybe? Yeah, 3rd and 3. So 7 yards. Alright. Ball is snapped. Bo gets it off. He hits Bryant again, and he's actually picking up the 1st and more, as the Broncos will be on the 48. There is actually a flag on the play, so we'll see if this isn't coming back. Okay, offensive pass interference on Pat Bryant, apparently. Let's see here. I guess that, whatever. All right. Well, anyway, I guess that's what, 3rd and 8 now? Oh no, 3rd and 14, Jesus. 3rd and 14 on the Denver 20, or the 24, yep. Bowen shotgun, gets a snap, gets it off, and finds Sutton for the first down and more. Picks up what looks to be about 16 yards. And the Broncos are moving with tempo now. This is definitely good to see. So, Broncos able to convert on 3rd down there. I'm definitely pleased about that. Oops, I don't know why I'm doing this. And it's 1st and 10. Oh, wow, we got a flag. What's going on here? Oh, McGlinchey's in the lineup. Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought it was Frank Crum, but okay, cool. Good to see he's playing. But he does commit the false start. All right. Wow. 1st and 15. Oh, boy, we can't be having these penalties. 1st and 15, Denver 34. And Bo gets it off. It is dangerous as it does hit Franklin in the hands, but looks like it could have been picked off by Stokes. That was rather dangerous. Fortunately, it just landed incomplete. Yeah, this definitely, well, anyway. 2nd and 15. Bowen shotgun, he's got an empty backfield, but Dave is out as a receiver, but motions back into the backfield with Bo. Uh-oh, somebody's almost there. Bo does get it off. He has a man deep, but it's intercepted. Fuck. Oh, and he's picking up yards. And Brian actually brings him down at about the 35. Damn it, man. Frustrates people is one way to put it. I mean, you're right on that one there, Mr. Kirkstreet. I mean, man. He loves doing these leaping throws. He's got to stop with that shit. My God. Tyree Wilson was the one that almost got there. You just... It's not even, I mean, it is a bad decision. Herbstreit is right about that. But damn it, set your feet. Because you could fuck around and draw a roughing the passer play. My God. Oh, anyway, 1st and 10, Raiders ball on their own 36. He's got a man, and he's not able to hold on. Yeah, that's actually Dante Thornton. Which, it's interesting to see him getting a lot more reps after... The Raiders traded away Jacoby Myers to the Jacksonville Jaguars at the trade deadline. So we'll see if that pays off. So they're able to develop this young man. And I think that's actually going to be a good thing for him because he is actually a hell of a deep threat. He certainly had, I think it was Abrams Drain beat on that play. And because he had to really work to gather that in. Do call a timeout. There are 21 seconds left in the half. And yeah, you know what? I'm going to say fuck it right here. And we're going to go ahead and cut the stream for right now. I know I was going to wait till halftime, but it's only 21 seconds left anyway. So I'll be back for the second half. Definitely look forward to that. My apologies for what y'all are seeing. I'm going to go ahead, reboot my PC. And again, we'll be back for halftime. Thank you for those of you that are coming through, by the way. I'll see you at halftime. Or I'll see